The last day of June, the bridge to July, and a baseball at Petco Park. It's the Mariners against the Padres. First of two games against the Mariners, Matt Kemp loving the leadoff spot for the Padres as we welcome the men from the Northwest against Ian Kennedy and the Padres. And we welcome you to Petco Park, the first of a brief two-game series. The Mariners from the American League West against the National League West San Diego Padres. And good evening, everyone, with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. Pleased you've joined us. The two teams split the two games up in the Northwest earlier this year. Padres would like to take a couple tonight.
Yeah, especially with the long road trip coming up. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. To win two games against the M's, which is quite capable of doing, it'd be nice to end up this homestand.
Padres start 6 games under the Los Angeles Dodgers in the West, and they're going to have to count on the big three in the middle of the lineup.
Don't you love the term RBI opportunities? Because when you talk about RBI opportunities, there are 3 men in the lineup that do just that, over 40 RBIs. Yes, only Major League Baseball trio with 40. Matt Kemp, Justin Upton, Derek Norris, and those 3 gentlemen would be the first to admit, you know why? Guys run base for me. Derek Norris hits doubles. Justin Upton hits home runs. Matt Kemp doing well in the leadoff spot. But it's a great combination, and hopefully that pays off tonight against left-hander Mike Montgomery. Dick, he's a strike thrower. It's his 6th start of this year for the youngster, and he's got a darn good changeup.
And he's fresh from a complete game shutout, as you can see, in 10 strikeouts against the Kansas City Royals. Well, news before this game begins. Second baseman Jed Jerko back from El Paso. Did he bring his home run bat along? We'll find out when we come back.
Welcome back to San Diego, and welcome back Jed Jerko from El Paso as part of a roster move with Corey Spangenberg going on the 15-day disabled list with a left knee contusion during his time in El Paso. Jed Jerko with his 16 games, batting .282, a couple home runs, 9 RBIs. I talked to him about the adjustments that he's made during his time down there.
I took a swing on a pitch, and I got out on that swing, and I went in and talked to one of the guys on the team, and I said, I think I found something right there. And then from that point on, I started playing a lot better, and I think a lot of confidence started to build from that swing right there.
And I believe in Jed. You know, that's the bottom line, and I've believed in him since I've known him. I haven't been here with him through his ups and downs, but I believe in Jed. It wasn't a matter of being ready. It was the move that needed to be made right now, and we're going with it, and I believe he'll do well.
Jed says it's the consistency of the at-bats that he got down there that's really helped with his adjustments. We'll see if that pays off at the plate today. Game 1 against the Mariners in this quick 2-game series. Ian Kennedy trying to cap off a strong month of June. We got first pitch coming up from Fox Sports San Diego.
Buick GMC. Experience the new Buick during the Buick Spring Sales event. By Petco, what we feed them matters. By Sony, leader of 4K Ultra HD. And by Jerome's, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. No phony sales, just pure value. Padres take the field, ready for the first of 2 against the Seattle Mariners. Up in Seattle, the Padres lost 11-4 rather, and won 4-2. Ian Kennedy on the mound, and look at the difference between home and road ERAs.
Yeah, this is one of the adjustments that Ian Kennedy knows about. He made some adjustments earlier in June with those mechanics. Staying back, everything is sync. No longer you see the 88, 89 mile an hour fastball. It's more like 91, 92, and that's a big difference. Hopefully it carries over to tonight's start here at home at Petco Park.
And let's check the Seattle Mariners lineup, brought to you by Hyundai. Logan Morrison, a first baseman, leading off. You don't see that very often. Then the all-star Robinson Cano. Kyle Seager hits third. The power comes from the cleanup man, right fielder Nelson Cruz with 19 homers. Then Seth Smith, the former Padre, batting 5th. Austin Jackson in center to hit 6th. Brad Miller, the shortstop, he carries some power as well. Mike Zunino, both Miller and Zunino homered in the 2-game series up in Seattle. And Mike Montgomery, no at-bats. They're coming over to the National League side, and the Mariner pitchers haven't collected a base hit in 3 years.
Well, hopefully that continues with Ian Kennedy on the mound, making his 14th start. A solid June, as I just mentioned. Keep the ball in the yard. If you can avoid not reaching for a new one after hanging a pitch, like a lot of pitchers will do, sometimes you don't get away with it. If he keeps the ball in the yard, hopefully good things will happen tonight.
And Kennedy's defense for the Padres, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Features Kemp in right, Melvin Upton in center field, and brother Justin in left. Jed Jerko joins Yonder Alonso on the right side of the infield with Barmas at short and Solarte at third. And Norris behind the plate for Ian Kennedy. Kennedy seeking his 5th win of the year. His 14th start, and as Mark Grant indicated, got to keep the ball in the ball yard. He's given up 15 home runs. Set to go. Morrison digs in, and the first pitch of the game is out of the zone, ball 1. Morrison hitting .244, but with 9 home runs. And against Kennedy, 4 for 11. The 4 hits include 2 home runs and a triple. That the misses as well. 2-0, 91 on the fastball. Mariners begin tonight 9.5 games out of first place. Houston leading the way in the American League West.
Boy, those Astros sure are doing something right, huh? A.J. Hinch has got them steering in the right direction. Still holding on.
Lloyd McClendon in his 2nd year as the skipper. High pop-up. Shallow in right. And right center. Melvin Upton comes over to make the catch. Second baseman Robinson Cano next. 75 degrees here in San Diego just after 7 o'clock. It's humid. We had showers around the area today, even in La Jolla. Boy, the flowers were smiling. 10 minutes of rain. Oh, they were drinking
thirsty,
it up.
huh?
Oh, they were drinking it up. I heard they had really almost torrential showers out in the mountains.
I saw a guy building an ark down the street from my house.
Wow.
Collecting animals 2 by 2.
2 by 2. I hope he left the Coyotes off the list. I think Old Noah made a mistake when he put those buggers in there. Cano, .241 on the season. He struggled of late. 1-1. 0-2 rather. That fastball at the knees.
It seems no matter if you're a rookie or a 10, 12, 15-year veteran, Robinson Cano, he's been around the block a few times. If you're struggling, you squeeze that bat handle, you try to get 3 hits in 1 at-bat. Put a lot of pressure on yourself. Hopefully the Padre pitchers can contain him.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Kennedy has his first strikeout.
You know, when things are going poorly for a hitter, he'll swing out of the zone. Forcing fastball up. You know, he wanted that one down and away, but you cannot get hurt up there.
Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
All right, sink the rookie. I'm thinking Maritime keys here.
Okay.
That being Mike Montgomery, because the Padres at 8-2 against rookies, and navigate the choppy seas. Seas. Cano. Cruz. Those were the 2 I was focusing on.
ZUNINO.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? So you get the Maritime theme?
Yeah. Well, hey, Navy Town, San Diego.
There you go.
I mean, that works anytime. Over but low to Seager. .262 hitter on the season, but on the road, watch out, Seager. He starts putting stuff in the suitcase and heading out of Seattle. He's a different hitter. He's hitting .325 on the road with 8 of his 12 home runs. That last pitch was pretty good. Line to left. Upton is there. 3 steps to his left, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3. Go the Mariners in the first. Matt Kemp will be leading it off for the Padres. Number 14 for Justin Upton. Does Norris have back-to-back homers? Yes, he does. Matt Kemp with his 40th RBI of the season. Padres offense certainly up from a year ago, and those three men, acquisitions Upton, Kemp, and Norris, key as we check the Padres lineup, brought to you by Toyota. Kemp leading it off with Norris in the second spot. Then Yonder Alonso leading the team in average, 318. Upton cleanup. Solarte at third. Switch hitter will be batting right-handed. Jed Jerko back. Melvin Upton in the seventh slot. Clint Barmas, he's really been hitting well lately. And then Ian Kennedy against the young left-hander Mike Montgomery. Kemp homered to lead off the game yesterday, or Sunday, the last game, and takes a strike. He wasted no time reading Chase Anderson on Sunday.
Well, the left-hander, fastball, changeup, curveball, cutter. The changeup is his second best pitch. As far as secondary pitches, he likes to throw that combio. And the four-seamer is about 90-93, and he is a strike thrower. So these Padre hitters are probably going to get something good to hit this evening.
2 balls and a strike to Kemp. Sunday, his 6th home run of the year as a leadoff man. Padres could use many more like that. And that was his pattern last year, second half of the season. Ground ball off the leg of Montgomery. That slowed it down for CANO to make the out. I believe it hit Montgomery. Could have hit the rubber or something around the mound. Let's take another look at it.
Well, they had the shift on him. See Robinson Cano. Kind of tough to tell there, but an easy flip throw for Robinson Cano to first base for the out.
Well, I'm going to make it a 1-6-3 just to remind me that the ball was hit up the middle. How's
Perfect.
That?
I love it.
Or 1-4-3 rather. 1-4-3. So Derek Norris from his 2-home run game on Sunday. Now with 45 runs batted in, only one behind Justin Upton for the club lead. 32 extra base hits, leading all major league catchers. 11 home runs, tied with Posey and Grandal for most home runs by a catcher. And he works the count, 2-0. 315 against left-handed pitching this year. And it's 3-0. 91 on the fastball again from Montgomery. Montgomery attended the same high school as the Padre pitcher tomorrow, James Shields, in Newhall. That's a strike, 3-1. That high school also producing Trevor Bauer, who was a #1 draft pick out of UCLA. In fact, Montgomery and Bauer were teammates in high school. And a walk to Norris. First base runner of the game. That's something that Montgomery didn't do in a complete game. 9 innings, didn't allow a walk the last time out against Kansas City.
Believe me, Montgomery knows the stats, the numbers for Derek Norris. And sometimes pitchers have a little bit of a nitpicking going on there, and Derek Norris is good enough to draw the walk.
Brings up Yonder Alonso, the only left-handed bat in the lineup, but he hits lefties as well as anyone. So he earns that spot starting in the third hole in front of Upton. Ground ball, fair ball. That's a tag play at second, and a double play goes 3-6 as Alonso hits into his 9th double play this year. A quick first inning for the Padres. No score as we go to the top of the second. Another look. Good play by the first baseman Morrison. Then the tag play made by the shortstop Miller. Profile brought to you by Arco, and it features Nelson Cruz, who just tore things up in the months of April and May. As you can see, 341, 18 homers. But here in June, batting only 240 and only 1 home run. And this is the last day of the month. He's our top-tier profile tonight.
Well, he can definitely hurt you. 3-time All-Star. Last year at 40 home runs. The most in Major League Baseball. But, you know, I think of right-handed power hitters like a Paul Goldschmidt. The Padres pitching staff pitched him very well against the Diamondbacks. Let's see if they can do the same, as Cruz's numbers overall this season look pretty darn good.
Many feel he'll be in the National League lineup.
Jack Zarenzik,
the American League rather lineup, and he's got to knock over some of those Kansas City Royals to get there.
Jack is the general manager of the Seattle Mariners.
Line to center. Melvin Upton there to make the catch. The long arm of the law, Melvin Upton. Well, Seager line to left to end the first inning, and Cruz with a bullet to center for an out to start the second.
That's another thing about Nelson Cruz, that he will use the whole field. And this ball, Ian Kennedy, sure, it got hit hard, but Ian Kennedy hit a spot. And did you see where Melvin Upton Jr. was playing? On the first base side at second base. And he had a good bead on that one. A big out for the right-hander. And a nice catch by Melvin.
Brings up Seth Smith, the former Padre. Traded to Seattle as the Padres acquired Brandon Maurer for the San Diego bullpen. Smith with 6 home runs and leads the Mariners with 3 triples. Against Kennedy, he's 7 for 22, so he's had some success with a home run. Shift on. 3 on the right side. Short going shallow right. 0-2.
Boy, big hole in left center field right there. And by judging the infield, if Ian Kennedy pounds him away and keeps it down, left-handed hitters have a tendency, like Seth Smith, to try to pull that ball. That's why you see the overload on the right side.
Chips that one back. And that lined into the crowd. Those are the ones you want to be aware. Have that glove ready.
Hey, good fuzz on that last fastball from Ian Kennedy. 93 in the kitchen of Seth Smith.
His ERA here this month, 2.40 Kennedy. And another foul. He's allowed only 1 earned run, Kennedy, in each of his last 3 starts. So after a slow start, in fact, remember up in Seattle had one of his roughest outings, giving up 3 home runs in 4 2/3 innings. That was that 11-4 Mariner win back in May.
Well, which secondary pitch for Ian is going to be the pitch of the evening? Is it going to be the curveball? Is it going to be the changeup?
Hit well to left field. That's chasing Upton back to the warning path and makes the catch. Smith attempting to defy the shift, hits it long, but to a glove. Now that's 3 straight outfield putouts. All 3 balls hit hard.
4-seamer away on contact just below the belt buckle, and plenty of room. CANO corn for Justin Upton.
Austin Jackson, center fielder, checks in tonight at 261. He's enjoying a better than average June for him, hitting 295 in 23 games this month. Oh, 0-2.
Well, if Ian can stay down there consistently to the right-handed hitters, it should be okay. Overloaded with the lefties for Seattle. 6, including the pitcher tonight. 6 left-handed hitters for the M's.
Out of play.
Hey, Seth Rogen's here.
Back to the mound. Backhanded by Jerko. Off balance. Throw is in time. 6 up, 6 down for Ian Kennedy. It'll be Justin Upton leading off the Padres' second inning. Petco Park, no score.
Injury updates to give you. As we said earlier, Corey Spangenberg has been placed on the 15-day disabled list with a left knee contusion. I talked to him earlier today. He said the day off helped, but he knew there was too much pain every time he'd put pressure on it. They're hoping give him about 2 weeks and things will be healed. As for Will Middlebrooks, he has that right ankle sprain. He is available to pinch hit today if they need him. The trainers would like him to not play defense, give that ankle a little bit more rest, but if they needed him, he's available.
All right, thank you, Chris. Justin Upton sends one high in the sky, right side of the infield, and CANO makes the catch. That was like dropping a baseball out of a low-flying airplane. One away, young Solarte hitting .246. Well, the short 2-game series and the 2 games being played within a 24-hour period tonight and then right back tomorrow. It's a 12:40 start, fans. 12:40. If you have your tickets to come out, see some day baseball, we'll be on the air at 12:30.
Yeah, get a win tonight in the day baseball under the sun from America's finest ballpark. Sweep the M's. It's got a nice ring to it.
And we received new information. There will be a pregame show tomorrow, so noon we'll be on the air here on Fox Sports San Diego. James Shields against Taijuan Walker, who is 6-6. Ground ball pulled to third. 2 outs. Seager across. Plenty of time. And there's 2 gone. And welcome back, Jed Jerko. Jerko, 16 games at El Paso with a .279 average. He hit 4 home runs in those 16 games. And against left-handed pitching with the big club, hitting .333. 12 for 26.
Well, going back to the minor league days with Jed Jerko, I remember when he was on his way up, A-ball, AA, tearing up the minor leagues and going to right center field. And Jed's honing his skills in the minor leagues, and he said that one thing clicked. Even on an out, making an out, that some little thing in your swing can turn it around for you. Maybe laying off the breaking ball. Good recognition out of the hand of Montgomery.
That's 12 for 36 for Jerko for a .333 average. And he goes after the changeup, and the first strike out for Mike Montgomery. Padres out in order, no score after 2. Hashtag SD Data Strong Fan, and you might see yourself in an upcoming telecast brought to you by T-Mobile. No score, no hits thus far as we go to the 3rd inning. Hitting 7th for the Mariners, Brad Miller at .232. Former Clemson star, a 2nd-round pick out of Clemson. Swing and a miss. Half a dozen home runs for him. Lifted to left. Easy chance for Upton. 7 in a row now for Ian Kennedy. Mike Zunino, the catcher, is next. Much like Wellington Castillo, who just left town with Arizona. Doesn't get many hits, but you better watch out. Hang one and he'll punish you. Look at that. 166, but 8 home runs. Castillo's 3-run homer was the killing blow for the Padres on Sunday. Number 1 draft pick, ZUNINO. A ball and a strike.
Well, you mentioned those 8 home runs, 35 hits on the year for ZUNINO. 8 of them home runs. 16, 24, 32. That's like one every 4th hit, right? Roughly.
Mm-hmm. And that might be one right there. On cue, he drives one deep and gone off the facing of the scoreboard. And the first hit of the game is a long one. ZUNINO's 9th homer of the year. And the home run ball continues to haunt Ian Kennedy. That's the 16th he's given up this year. All last season, he allowed only 16.
That's unbelievable. 1-1 fastball on contact right down the middle of the plate. And that hits the sweet spot. Ian Kennedy does not hit his spot, which he wanted down and away.
Pitcher Montgomery, his first major league at bat. So the former University of Florida star ZUNINO has given the Mariners the early 1-0 lead. And Montgomery lashes one to left. Fortunately, Upton playing over near the line and collects his line drive out. Top of the order, Logan Morrison. Fly to center field his first time. So Ian Kennedy threw the lineup the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the outs, of the 8 outs, fly ball outs, and a home run. He fly to center field his first time. His father, a Coast Guard gunner and a tough guy, according to son's report of his father. His dad played tight end at the University of Kansas. He wanted his son to be a baseball player, and he bought him a lot of books to read, including those by such illustrious authors as Tony Gwynn and Ted Williams. Dad knew what he was doing.
Yes, he did.
Foul ball, struck hard, and caroms on out to right fielder Kemp.
Even though that was a ball, that ball was down and in, and hit is, looks like it's his sweet spot.
So the Padres losing 6-4 on Sunday, all 6 runs on home runs. And it comes back to continue with the home run tonight. Right-handed batters have hit 8 off Kennedy. Left-handed batters 8 home runs. Up in Seattle, Morrison with a home run off Kennedy.
That looked like a changeup out of the hand of Ian Kennedy. Morrison kind of going down and getting it, getting out front on the off-speed pitch. It'll be interesting to see if Ian throws him a changeup here. It's 2-2. He just fouled a curveball, a nice curveball off the top of his foot. Got 2 strikes on him here. Let's see which way he goes here.
At Seattle, May 12th was the date. Kennedy went only 4 2/3 innings and gave up 3 home runs, including Morrison's shot. He also allowed home runs by CANO and Seager.
Here comes the old number 2.
Fly ball to right center. Long run for Kemp. He's still going after it. Can't get there. Up against the screen. Running hard all the way. Morrison on his way to third, and he'll make it with a slide. 2-out triple for Logan Morrison. We told you against Kennedy, he was 4 for 11 with 2 homers and a triple. Now another.
Oh, it's the changeup in Seattle for the home run. Here's a curveball that just hangs up there mid-thigh high. Right-hander coming in softly to a left-handed hitter. Boy, he sees that extremely well. Matt Kemp giving it all he's got, just out of his reach. One hops that wall. Not bad for a leadoff hitter, Logan Morrison. Left-hander showing some pop.
So 1-run home on the home run by Zunino. Now at third, Morrison with 2 outs. Robinson Cano struck out his first time. An off season for Cano, not only batting average and home runs, RBIs, but runners in scoring position with 2 outs, hitting only 160. He and Nelson Cruz, the 2 C's, the money hitters in that lineup. He had that timed well, fouled it straight back.
Boy, the expectations of a lot of teams during the offseason. Mariners, Padres, White Sox. It just goes to show you the old cliche. You got to play them. You got to play all 162. Things have not gone well for the M's. Last in runs, last in hits, last in average in the American League.
That's after they had an outstanding season a year ago. They finished 87-75 in third place, but only 1 game behind Oakland for the wild card. It came right down to the last game of the season. And Oakland, 1 game ahead of Lloyd McClendon's team, went to the playoffs. this year. They're now 8 games under 500 and 9.5 games out of first place. Houston. One ball, 2 strikes. Kennedy struck out Cano on a high fastball the first time. He rips this one into the right field corner, foul by about 15 feet.
Well, Ian's got to make an adjustment on that curveball. Logan Morrison was a hanger. He pulled it to right center field. That one was just enough down and in to where Robinson Cano pulled it. Foul.
His mother and father took a long time after his birth in naming Cano, and they finally decided, as baseball fans, Robinson for Jackie Robinson. Works, and a swing and a miss. He strikes out for the second time. But catcher Mike ZUNINO hits his 9th home run. The Mariners do leave a man at third. It's 1-0. With Melvin Upton, and earlier today, the U.S. team. Look at this dribbling, beautifully done by Carly Lloyd, sets up Kelly O'Hara. That's the second goal for the United States and sealed their 2-0 win over Germany and earning their spot in the finals for the championship on Sunday here on Fox. 3 o'clock Sunday Pacific time. They'll play the winner of tomorrow night's England-Japan match. Congratulations to the U.S. women. A terrific effort tonight.
Absolutely. That's good stuff.
Melvin Upton, Clint Barmas, and Ian Kennedy against Mike Montgomery here in the third. The ball and a strike. So family and friends down from Santa Clarita and Newhall area to watch young Montgomery pitch and then to celebrate his birthday tomorrow. He'll be 26. He was the first round supplemental pick by the Royals 7 years ago. Down low, 36th overall. And Seattle acquired him from Tampa Bay in the offseason for, well, actually last year, for Erasmo Ramirez. It's on the inside corner, full count.
You know, watch a little video of Montgomery prior to this start, and what he had working against the Royals was down and in with the breaking ball. He was throwing the changeup down and away, and pitch number 5 in off the plate just a little bit. Now Melvin's got to protect.
You know who he reminds me of in size? He's 6'4" and 200 in style. Corey Luebke a little bit.
Oh, you're right. That's a good call.
Leadoff walk to Upton. See if the Padres can take advantage of that free ticket.
Well, Montgomery is a rookie. We talked about it earlier. The Padres have roughed up some rookie pitchers. Look at the record. Those rookies combined 2 and 8, the ERA over 6. And with veteran hitters like Norris, Upton, Kemp, hopefully they can do the same against Montgomery. Moscott to Will Venable.
And to groom the Mets' young phenom, they took care of him and Frias of the Dodgers. So let's see if they can continue to feast upon the rookies. Clint Barmas at 297. Clint in the last 19 games hitting 377. He's on quite a run. We'll be sorry to see June end tonight. Hitting 347 this month. Takes it high. Huge hole on the right side with CANO shaded over near the bag at second. And Barmas likes to go that way.
Yes, he does. Good bat control, Clint Barmas.
A little move with the shoulders toward home plate, but his foot going toward first base.
Well, with the lefty on the mound, if the Padres are going to incorporate the running game, there's a fastball away. It's going to be on that first move from Montgomery as soon as he lifts.
Upton bluffs going and has to scamper back. ZUNINO with a snap throw.
And did you see what Montgomery did there? It was a slide step, quick step towards home plate. Get back. Dive towards the outfield part of the bag. Farther tag for the first baseman.
2-0 to Barmas. High strike. Pitcher Kennedy on deck. Padres trying to answer back after the ZUNINO home run in the top half of this third inning. And 3-1 to Barmas.
Boy, all those pitches are up to Barmas from Montgomery.
Made his major league debut earlier this month against the Yankees. No decision, but pitched well. And a full count. Melvin Upton worked it full and earned the walk. Now Barmas, same situation. See if they play a little run and hit here.
If I'm Montgomery, I'm going to hold and then go to first. Oh.
High fly ball, shallow center. Jackson cruises in under and has the first out, and Kennedy steps to the plate. And we remind you, closed captioning for tonight's game brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Nice crowd on Taco Tuesday. And I hope you've made plans to be with us tomorrow. 12:40 game time. We'll be on the air at 12 noon. And then off on a very challenging road trip. 4 in St. Louis, 3 on the weekend in Pittsburgh, or after the weekend in Pittsburgh, and then on to Texas, where it should be nice and cool here in early July.
Yeah, deep in the heart of Texas.
Yeah, I'm going to bring 2
sweaters.
No, and a perspirant cans.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of humidity down there.
Kennedy squares.
Poked at it.
Yeah.
See, I like that. I like that Tim Welke, the home plate umpire, asked for help with Mike Everett because he's concentrating on the location of the pitch and moving up in the box to try to get more fair ground. As he bunts that front foot, got to stay in the box. Pokes at it. And on the appeal, yes, he went.
2 strikes then, the count. Leadoff hitter Matt Kemp next. No hits yet off Montgomery. A couple of walks. Norris walked with 1 out in the first, but quickly erased on Alonso's ground ball double play. Now the leadoff walk to Melvin Upton. Barmas flying out. Kennedy gets one more chance to butt him along.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ian Kennedy kind of butcher boy here, because if you foul it off, you get another crack at it. You foul off a bunt, you're gone.
And foul ball, strike 3. Second strikeout for Montgomery. And to the top of the order, Matt Kemp.
And Ian Kennedy be the first one to say, I have to get that down. I need to get that bunt down to get that runner over.
Kemp hit one back through the box in the first inning may or may not have been deflected by Montgomery, but thrown out by CANO deep at second base. Way over near second base again is CANO. See if they give Melvin Upton the steal sign.
Nice numbers for the modest 4-game hitting streak for Matt Kemp.
Yes, sir. You bet. A couple of home runs in there. One hopper to the shortstop, Miller, and he goes the short way for the putout, and the inning comes to an end, and Montgomery yet to give up a base hit. 1-0 Seattle. And we go to Miami, and D. Gordon, the ex-Dodger, that ball takes a long carom, and with Gordon's speed, he circles the bases and inside the park home run as the Marlins beat the Giants earlier today 5-3. So updating the NL West as we look at our National University standings. The Dodgers were leading 2-1 at Arizona, a game lead over San Francisco, 5 ahead of Arizona, 6 atop San Diego and Colorado, 9 back.
That was a Little League home run for D. Gordon. I love Little League home runs.
Top of the 4th inning. It'll be Seager, Cruz, and Smith for the Mariners as Mark Sweeney joins us here in our Fox Sports San Diego cage.
How's it going, guys?
Good. Great. Rattle it. Got to get some hits and runs here. That's why we got you up here, Sweens.
I can't wait.
Who'd you have pick the stick?
I had Justin Upton today. I feel good about it. You know what? I tell you what, Mike Pomeranz is really upset at where the rankings are.
And Austin, he took Alonso, double play. That's a -2, right?
That's not like him, right?
That's a hang with him.
That is a hang with him.
You know, it brings out the best in him, though. 1-2 the count. Seager line to left his first time. 2 hits in the game. The solo home run by ZUNINO and a 2-out triple by Morrison. Padres yet to get to Montgomery for a base hit. One hop to Jerko. Oh, right through Jerko into right field. That handcuffed him. He kind of had his hands down instead of up, and right through Jerko on what should be an error.
I thought that he may have charged his ball to get the real short hop. I'm not saying he's going to catch it on the fly, but let's see if he commits. He holds his ground and then lets the ball play him almost, and then he gets handcuffed. I thought he had a chance to charge his ball. You know, the real short hop? Maybe he could have caught it on the fly. Who knows? But kind of let the ball play him, ate him up.
Well, it's top spin. And, you know, the thing that I always say, too, and I asked Glenn Hoffman this, the infield coach, I said, how many times when you have the shift does that second baseman or whoever's out there take ground balls during batting practice out on the grass? but just the reaction of the ball, whether it picks up speed or slows down. But he looked like he was, like you said, Mark, he had that ball play him.
I thought, well, the official scorer thought that was too tough to handle. He gave him a base hit.
I thought that was a makeable play. I would have called it an error.
I agree.
So Nelson Cruz lined to center his first time. This is somewhat surprising. Cruz has played the entire season. A big man. I mean, he's average speed for his size. He's hit into only one double play all season.
Well, he runs very well for a big guy, and obviously he puts up numbers in the home run numbers. But I think he's made himself into a much better hitter. Saw the line drive in his first at bat to center field, which was a real nice play by Melvin Upton.
Well, he takes a cut, doesn't he?
You know, Mark, we talked about him and showed his hits. As you take a look at the interleague games, this is since last year, 2014, and Nelson Cruz's rankings.
Eating up National League pitching, 14 home runs.
Well, you think about the approach, and guys, we always talk about it. These power hitters that can feel that right center approach, much like Paul Goldschmidt that we talked about in Arizona. When they can power the baseball the other way to center field, to right center field, everything else seems easy to them. Because when you make a mistake, as you know, Mark, you make those mistakes, they're going to capitalize, especially those breaking balls.
Seth Smith on deck, and Cruz has worked the count in his favor, 3-1. And a ball 4, and that's the first walk given up by Kennedy. First two men are on safely for Seattle. Seager to second, Cruz to first, and Seth Smith to the plate. Well, as we approach the midpoint of this 2015 season, it is puzzling what has happened to the Padres. A.J. Preller goes out and he adds to the offense, and it's proven to be true. Justin Upton, Derek Norris, Matt Kemp, all with 40 runs batted in or more. No other National League team can make that claim. So there is more run production. They add James Shields and Craig Kimbrell to a pitching staff that was outstanding last year, and yet somehow or another the gears aren't meshing for the Padres.
Well, I agree with you, Dick. And if you think about it, too, just the element of meshing together. And I'm not making excuses for anybody. When you add talent, it doesn't mean it correlates into being perfect with whatever they did last year. And we've heard Darren Balsey talk about the pitching coach for San Diego. The success that the bullpen had last year just doesn't transfer over.
Historical year last year.
Exactly right. So you know you're going to have a downfall, but how you handle those moments. I think this team has been inconsistent at times after you feel like they're going on a run. You know, you look at the last series, the first two games that Pat Murphy watched, he probably said, listen, here it is. And then they end up losing the last part of the last game before they go into that off day. It's very difficult to handle.
And the home run ball hurting them Sunday, and the first run scored on a home run tonight. But the home run totals here in the month of June are way down from last month, half as many as a month ago. No one out, 2 on, and Smith with a big cut, 1-2. He fly deep to left his first at bat.
Well, Ian's going to have to make an adjustment, work down against Seth Smith. If he can get a ball on the ground with a shift or swinging over towards the right side, you know, he is a candidate for a double play ball. He's grounded into 5 this year. The leader in that category is Robinson Cano with 11 grounding into double plays.
Runners at first and second, so the Padres cannot use the shift on Smith. Outfield toward left, but the infield at double play position.
A lot of shaking going on tonight. The runner on second base, a series of signs, so Ian would rather just talk it over. You don't want to get crossed up.
And how much does that affect you, Mark, going into that?
Takes out of your rhythm, yeah.
Well, look at Kennedy's improvement after April and May. 7.15 ERA down to 2.40 in his games pitched here in June.
You know, it's the intensity level, Mark, when you're out there and you're always shaking off. You're saying to yourself, to your catcher, it's just a natural reaction. Come on, put down the curveball or whatever the kid. Come on, get to that, you know, get to that pitch.
He gets him on the changeup. That's a big strikeout, the third for Kennedy tonight. One away to Austin Jackson.
Hey, even after a visit, you want to be on the same page. There's the changeup grip from Ian Kennedy. Boy, it comes out. It looks like it's just going to float up there. Floats up there like a balloon. Great arm action from Kennedy. And Smith just ties him up in knots there. Screws him right into the ground.
Jackson grounded to second base his first time. One hop by Barmas, a potential double play ball, but it squirts through, and that'll score the runner from second. As Seager goes down to third, and they should get him there. No signal yet. Yes, they do. It's a short pump by third base umpire Todd Titchener as Cruz, trying to take that extra base, gambles and is thrown out. Boy, I thought that was a double play off the bat, just under the glove of Barmas.
Was Clint screened?
Well, it looked like he was screened, and the reaction of it, too.
That's why I say that, Mark, is we go back here. That's a big out at third base. And here's why I say that. I can't speak for Clint, but usually he makes that play. And usually you don't see a ball miss his glove by that much. And when you saw from that one vantage point, the ball was hit, the runner started going off to third base. And it looked like just maybe he, for a split instant, lost that sight of that ball because the runner was in front of him. Who knows? But I've never seen Clint miss a ball by that much because he's pretty short-handed.
Yeah, it looked like he dove over the top of the baseball and didn't get any glove on it. And you know he's frustrated at it because if he fields that, I think they have a real good chance to double him off.
So Justin Upton comes over to throw out Cruz for the second out. And a high deep drive off the bat of Brad Miller to right field, and another Seattle home run. Oh my. A two-run shot by Miller, his seventh of the year. And the Mariners have jumped in front 4-0. So the home run ball continues to haunt Padre pitching.
Again, the frustration of just location with the pitch. We say it all the time. Your secondary stuff has to be down in the strike zone. And that's the sound of squaring the ball up by Brad Miller. But Ian Kennedy just a pitch away from getting out of that inning with just one run, and now it's a 4-0 lead for Seattle.
Zunino got the Mariners on the board first with a home run, a solo shot to left field in the third. Infield hit Kyle Seager, a ball that some would have called an error. Then a walk. And a single and a home run and a 3-run fourth inning for the visitors. So the last 10 runs scored by the opponents in the last two games. The last 10 runs, 9 by way of the home run.
Well, Dick, you go back to that throw of Justin Upton nabbing Cruz at third base, and that becomes a lot bigger in this situation.
Yeah, that's another run, plus the fact they're still the only one out. Kennedy had trouble in Seattle with the home run ball, gave up 3, 2 tonight. Mariners have his number.
Very efficient in the first 2 innings, and then third and fourth. See, stacking up those pitches as Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, looks on.
And a swing and a miss on the changeup. A couple of strikeouts in the inning, but the Mariners, 3 runs on 3 hits, lead 4-0. trucks and unusual tools of the trade tonight.
Yeah, something that's kind of gone by the wayside. Managers arguing on check swing calls on any call. Mike ZUNINO gets the hook. Lloyd McClendon gets the hook. This back on June 2nd against the Yankees.
It's good. That's a field goal.
And Lloyd McClendon goes around to all the umpires and gives them a piece of his mind. The people in Seattle are loving it.
You got to love that because he's getting his money's worth and also trying to motivate his club at the same time. And that goes into the thinking as Lloyd McClendon, who played the game before. He understands the emotions of what happens. I don't have any problem with that.
8 years in the big leagues. His best year, he hit .288 at Pittsburgh. Kept his team in contention until the last day a season ago. Well, the Padres, it's an upslope for them now. They got to climb the mountain, down 4-0. Norris, Alonso, Upton scheduled here against Montgomery, who has yet to give up a hit. Norris walked the first time. Foul tip. 0-2 changeup. That was his reputation in the minors. Montgomery, one of the best changes in all of the minor leagues. Well, in the old trading carousel in Major League Baseball, it's interesting the names that are taking the ride together. 2 years ago, Tampa Bay and Kansas City worked the deal. Will Myers for James Shields, and Montgomery was in the deal, and he strikes out Norris. That's his third strikeout.
Mark, you mentioned it. Changeup's one of the toughest pitches to hit.
It really is, and you could see it out of the hands. And after he threw the cutters, he throws that changeup that exposes Derek Norris out of the strike zone. So many times you swing at that arm speed. That's why it makes it so difficult. See the disparity right there. 92 miles an hour, 74 on the low.
Yonder Alonso grounded into a 3-6 double play in the first inning.
You know, Dick, and also trying to gain information for Montgomery. You haven't seen it out of his hands. Yes, you've seen video, you try to devise a game plan, but you have to see it out of the hand. So let's see how the Padres start maneuvering their at-bats later on in the game after they gain information.
It gets him to chase the curveball outside.
Mark, you know what I loved when I was on the bench as a pitcher? To hear the hitters come back and how other hitters would approach him and say, hey, dude, what has he got?
Yeah.
You know, what should I look for? As you take a look at the differences. Second time around, 167 off of Mike Montgomery.
Usually that goes the other way around. You start with the pitcher dominating early, and then it eventually erodes, and the hitters take advantage. He's just the opposite. And a foul tip, strike 3, and that's the 4th punch out for Montgomery.
Well, the Midsummer Classic is coming up. That means it's the middle of July. Baseball's best players gather in Cincinnati for the Midsummer Classic with home field advantage for the World Series on the line. Our coverage of the 2015 MLB All-Star Game begins July 14th, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on Fox, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Let's get some Friars, some Padres.
Yeah, the National League against the Kansas City Royals. That's going to be interesting. Well, Norris strapping on the gear after striking out.
Huh? Don't you think, guys? Derek Norris?
Yes, he should.
Cincinnati? Well, with this guy, maybe? Justin Upton? Be a nice tandem.
Some of the outfielders ahead of Upton are injured and won't be playing. Giancarlo Stanton and Nori Aoki and Holiday.
Yes.
So 3 of the outfielders ahead of Norris, who dropped down, I think, to 8th in the balloting in the most recent. But he's got a chance, certainly, and deservedly so. High chopper left side. Seager gets it on the big hop, and another easy inning for the rookie Montgomery. He has been impressive so far, and so have the Mariners. 4-0. 2-game series. The balloting for the All-Star game back in for the final week for fans to cast their ballots. And here's the National League All-Star selections at this point. The whole left side: Holiday at left field, Peralta at short, and Carpenter at third, although Todd Frazier gaining on Carpenter. Bryce Harper with the most votes in the National League, over 11 million. Stanton in right, D. Gordon at second base, Goldschmidt understandably at first, and Posey the catcher.
You know, Dick, and you think about what's going to happen, and you go back to the balloting at third base. I love Matt Carpenter. I'm a big fan of Matt Carpenter from St. Louis, but Todd Frazier, being a Cincinnati Red and putting up numbers, 25 home runs, 54 RBIs, and hitting 289 to this point. I would love to see him start the All-Star game.
Yeah, when they're homegrown. Yeah, Frazier to start for Cincinnati. Pitcher Montgomery looks like he swings the bat pretty well. He lined out to left field his first time. And then the top of the order, Morrison and CANO. In this lineup of Lloyd, McClendon loaded with left-handed batters. Strike 3 call, the 5th punch out for Kennedy. Well, we showed you the National League. Here's the latest in the American League with Kansas City. Gordon and Kane at the corners of the outfield. The double play combination, Escobar and Infante. Perez the catcher, so right now 5 Royals would start. Miguel Cabrera at first for the Tigers. Mike Trout of the Angels in center. Breaks the Royals' dominance. Nelson Cruz as the designated hitter.
I heard Brett Saberhagen's going to start that game.
That's right. George Brett. He's got
great votes.
Yeah, a lot of votes for him.
Well, they actually played the All-Star game already. Kansas City and St. Louis locked horns already.
That's right. Good call.
Morrison, a home run. Checked out a triple the last time, and he sends one high over our heads. Also a fly ball out to center. Third innings, Nino, the catcher, a solo homer, his 9th of the year, and then a 2-run home run by Brad Miller, number 7 on the season, added to the RBI single of Austin Jackson to account for the 4 Mariner runs. Lifted toward the left field foul line, a long run for Barmas, and he gets there in time for the second out. Well, the American League pitching possibilities as the starter. There are 5 candidates. How do you gentlemen see that?
Mark, you want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay, I look for a starter in an All-Star game to have some pizzazz and have some good stuff. I'm going to go with Chris Archer.
What do you mean it's pizzazz? What, the other guys don't have pizzazz?
Well, they do, but to me, I look at a kid with electric stuff like him, and I think he's kind of different than Chris Sale. I'm not saying Chris Sale isn't electric. When I see Chris Archer, I think of like Dwight Gooden back in 1984 when he started for the National League at Candlestick. That's what I see when I look at Chris Archer.
I love King Felix. I think you can't go wrong with him. I'm going to go Chris Sale this year, and the reason for it, 8 straight games that just happened of 10-plus strikeouts in a row. The only one is Pedro that did that in 1999.
CANO with a high fly ball. Center fielder Melvin Upton. A 1-2-3 inning for Ian Kennedy. We've reached the halfway mark on this one. 4.5 in the books. Mariners 4, Padres nothing. Sequan Casino, only 25 miles from Petco Park. By Jack in the Box. Try the new Double Jack tonight only at Jack in the Box. And by Jerome's, proud sponsor of the best seats in the house. As we move to the bottom of the 5th inning, the Padres looking for their first hit of the night. The only base runners, Norris and Upton, Melvin Upton with walks. Off the left-hander, Mike Montgomery. Solarte, followed by Jerko and Upton in the home half of the 5th inning. The Padres need 4 runs to tie.
We saw Darren Balsey, the pitching coach for the Padres, talking with Ian Kennedy. And one of the things that he might be mentioning, you know, the location of some of the pitches he's thrown tonight. Remember, Ian has a tendency sometimes to break down on that back leg and not stay tall and therefore work underneath the baseball and flattens out. That could be one of the things just possibly he's talking about.
And a 4-pitch walk to Solarte, leadoff walk. It didn't pay off for the Padres in the 3rd. Perhaps this is the time. 3rd walk from Montgomery, who didn't walk a man in his complete game against Kansas City, a 5-hitter. Last Tuesday.
You know, guys, you watch Mike Montgomery and you try to devise a plan. You come into the game with that, but you watch it, and this is what you have to do. You have to look for that mistake over the middle of the plate. Everything on the edges have moved off of the plate, exposing the Padres hitters, because you're going to look for that. Look for the center of the plate, and most times you don't get that, but the center of the plate, he lacks that movement.
Jerko struck out his first time as he returns from El Paso. 1-1. After Jerko, Melvin Upton.
So Montgomery going soft the first 2 pitches. First pitch cutter for a strike. Second pitch changeup. Remember, we got him on a changeup last time for the strikeout. Down and away out of the zone.
Fouled at the plate. 1-2.
Well, for Jed Jerko, just coming into it mentally and trying to take those bad thoughts out of your mind. It comes into play, and that's the reason why it's so hard at this level, because it creeps into your mind. Oh, here we go again. You got to fight that all the time.
That's a great point, Mark, not only for hitters, position players, but also pitchers as well.
Ground ball backhanded by Seager. There's one back to first base. A double play. Good play at the first base end as Morrison scoops out the low throw from CANO. And the Padres have hit into their second double play tonight.
Well, it looked like another look to the right. Seager ends up throwing it. And watch the calmness of Robbie CANO in the middle of the diamond.
5-4-3. Low throw there. CANO able to handle that in the webbing of his glove. And then, ooh, that's pretty close.
He looks safe to me on that replay. They're going to take a look at it.
And there's going to be a challenge. And it appears that Jerko might have beaten the relay.
You know, Mark, you make a great point, because any level, anyone can catch the good throw. It's the bad throw that you have to take care of. Let's watch where the foot. Yeah, he's safe.
Ball was not totally into the pocket of the glove as Jerko's foot hit the bag. So after the review in New York, we presume that they have seen what we have seen, and there'll be one out and Jerko at first base for Melvin Upton.
Oh, I got to say, too, it's been impressive for Pat Murphy to take on this challenge of not only managing a game of baseball in the major leagues, but this process in itself. This doesn't happen down in AAA. And to be able to make quick decisions.
And it is overturned, safe at first base. Fielder's choice for Jerko.
Still, you have to tip your cap to the Seattle Mariner defense. That was a great play all the way around.
Upton walked his first time. One swing, get the Padres back in the game, and this crowd behind San Diego. Haven't had much to cheer with Montgomery in command. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, no hits. In the minors last year at AAA Durham, Montgomery, Tampa Bay AAA club, went 8 1/3 innings of no-hit ball, and then Brad Boxberger came in and completed the 2-man no-hitter.
Yeah, Boxberger's been throwing very well for Tampa.
Great center field, but that Jackson can hustle, and look at that play. He just outran that dying line drive for the second out.
Well, one of the toughest plays center fielder has to make is coming forward, and he goes to his left just a little bit, but with the glove work, looking it into the glove by Jackson, he can patrol a big outfield. He does it in Seattle, and you can see that hit the heel of the glove. And the concentration level for Jackson.
Mark, would it be fair to say also he might have been fooled by the swing a little bit there too? It was off the end of the bat.
That one hits Parmas, and there are 2 men on. Go ahead.
It did. It looked like at first look, it looked like he squared it up a little bit. But that's why it makes it very difficult for the center fielder. That play in front of him that looks like that line drive that's going to carry.
So a walk and a hit batsman. The Padres have 2 men on here with 2 outs in the 5th. The pitcher Kennedy due, and we're going to have a pinch hitter. Looks like Will Middlebrooks in the on deck circle.
Curveball out of the hand of Montgomery, bounce and gets Barmas. Looks like got him on the back leg.
Kennedy lifted here with a possibility of the Padres getting something on the board. 2 on, 2 out, and Middlebrooks steps up as a pinch hitter. Remember, he turned his ankle on Sunday near the third base dugout. He ran into some of the on-deck batting gear.
Saw Sean Kelly warming up in the Padre bullpen, getting ready to go.
Here's what happened to Will Middlebrooks trying to gather in a foul ball near the dugout. That weighted bat, and his foot hit that and watched the right ankle.
Talked to Will before the game today, Dick, and he said that what happened is he slid off the material that was on the on-deck circle, but then caught a spike. But he said, I feel all right, and hopefully I got past the bad part.
And hopefully he's got a good swing in him right here.
One of his 9 home runs this year against the Mariners up in Seattle. That went off tomorrow day's pitcher Taijuan Walker. 2 on, 2 out. 4-0 Seattle. Ground ball to third. Seager with a force at second. And the Padres through 5 are still searching for their first hit of the game. Brought to you by Geico, June 30th, 2012 at Colorado. In the 8-4 win, Yasmani Grandal becomes the first player to homer from both sides of the plate for his first 2 major league hits. Right and left-handed home runs for Grandal in an 8-4 win at Colorado. And our pitching change is brought to you by El Cajon Ford. Sean Kelly on the mound.
Well, time to stop the bleeding here. Keep those M's at 4. And the splits. Got to get those lefties out. 3-0-4. He needs a wipeout pitch there. Righty's only 240. He's throwing strikes, 24 plus innings, 7 walks, and he's a strikeout per inning type pitcher with 25.
He'll face Seager, Cruz, and Smith in the 6th inning with the M's up 4-0. Seager credited with a hit that went through Jerko in shallow right field and scored one of the 3 runs in the 4th inning.
This is probably going to be one of those outings for Sean Kelly. Maybe get 2 innings out of him.
Jerko not playing in shallow right, in a more normal position to throw out Seager. 1-0 pitch, 1 out. Nelson Cruz the hitter. He is lined out and walked. Well, on this date, a no-hitter was pitched in the big leagues. June 30th, 1962, Koufax. Sandy, 13 strikeout game. A no-hitter over the Mets.
I heard he was pretty good, huh?
Yeah. Not too bad. Also a left-hander, I understand. Montgomery is not allowed to hit through 5 innings so this evening. One and one.
Dick, do you have a favorite left-hander?
Oh, boy, that's interesting. Yeah. Back in the Angel days, Frank Tanano.
Yep.
He was healthy. He was a wonderful pitcher.
Who would your left-hander be?
I
know mine is.
It's Randy Johnson because just straight dominated.
Yeah.
But my favorite teammate, that left-hander, Mark Langston.
That's a good one.
2 good ones. Yes, sir.
1998. First time in the World Series.
And he pitched out of the bullpen mostly in the 1998 team. But, man, what a great teammate.
I always liked to watch Steve Carlton pitch. When Lefty was on the hill, it was win day. Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of good left-handers, but Randy Johnson, good call.
With 2 pitches.
Yeah, fastball, breaking ball.
And just dominated.
1-2 to Cruz. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the power hitting Cruz, looking for his 20th homer of the year. 18 of those in April and May, but just 1 in the month of June. Balsley on the horn to the bullseye, getting things lined up there.
I remember Randy Johnson in Seattle back in 1992. He'd throw 23 pitches in an inning, strike out the side, would be pumping his fist. Yeah. He'd throw like a 5-pitch inning, be coming off the mound like shaking his head, like how dare they put the ball in play?
Yeah.
Is he going into Cooperstown as a Mariner or as a Diamondback? Has he decided?
You know what? I can't remember.
Right side pop up, and Alonso wants it. Well, he gives ground to Jerko, and there's 2 away. And tonight's game is presented in HD by Sony 4K.
I'm saying he goes in as a Diamondback.
Of course, he has the option of not distinguishing either. You know, that's what Greg Maddux. He went in with just the generic ball cap. They've used Randy Johnson on the cover of the Arizona Media Guide, so that's a pretty good hint.
Yeah, that is a good hint.
Seth Smith a long out to left, and he struck out swinging. And that is confirmed. Randy Johnson will enter the Hall of Fame as a Diamondback. 1-1 to Seth Smith. That name, tough to get out when he was with the Padres, and it's still tough to get out. Seth Smith. Your tongue kind of gets in the way of the Smith part.
It sounds great, though.
Sound like Elmer Fudd a little bit.
A ball and 2 strikes on the former Ole Miss quarterback. Didn't get to see much action. A fellow named Eli Manning playing in front of him. Shift on, although Jerko not playing in the outfield, just on the edge of the grass. Just a light breeze to unfurl that beautiful flag. Ground ball to first baseman Alonso. He'll take it to the bag himself, and Sean Kelly with a 1-2-3 6th inning. Game summary. Mike Zunino, the catcher for the Mariners, a solo home run to get the scoring started in the third, 1-0. In the fourth, another run scores 2-0. A man on for Brad Miller, and the left-handed hitting shortstop clubs his 7th home run of the season off Ian Kennedy. Meanwhile, Mike Montgomery has not allowed the Padres a hit. He has struck out 4. He's walked 3 and hit 1, but no damage done on his wildness, and he goes to work here in the 6th inning. Matt Kemp leads it off. The closest to a base hit, a line drive by Melvin Upton, run down by center fielder Austin Jackson. Ground ball up the middle, and there's Miller, part of the shift, and throws out Kemp easily. And Montgomery breezing along.
Well, it's interesting because that was the 64th pitch for Mike Montgomery. His last start, guys, we talked about it. It was a complete game, shutout. He threw 105. And what's interesting, I think this is overrated. Look at that. Ball strikes, 50-50, 32-32. And according to my math, that adds up to 64. That's why I think ball strike ratio overrated.
What percentage of those pitches were balls, though?
I would say 50%.
How about strikes?
50.
Boy, is he on his game?
Sharp as a bowling ball.
Brilliant.
And he puts himself down from his mathematic background.
Well, we got to pick him up.
Got to get those bats going, huh? Get the averages up.
Well, Derek Norris, a walk and a strikeout tonight. See if he can get something started here in the 6th inning. 1 out, bases empty. 1-1.
Hey, Mark Sweeney, I want to pose you this question because, you know, he has thrown a no-hitter. We're in the bottom of the 6th. You're on the Padres. What's the talk in the dugout amongst your hitters?
I think there's a lot of talk of what you're looking for. And when the game starts going along, now you start becoming individually, because the information is already there. I think the first couple innings, you have a lot of discussions. There's talk with the hitting coaches, what you're looking for, what are you seeing out of your hands. If you didn't see the changeup, what's it look like?
Maybe patterns as well.
And yeah, and you can see the tall left-hander. They're not picking up the release point because they're exposed out of the strike zone, and they're taking a lot of strikes in the strike zone tonight. And that's not a good combination.
And Norris struck out the last time on the pitch that he just went after, low and in the dirt. 1-2 the count.
Now let's see if Montgomery with the 1-2 count, if he throws anything even close to being a strike.
Just got a piece of that.
Yeah, and you saw ZUNINO, and when he set up, it's that wide stance, and you'll see a lot of breaking balls thrown because he's getting ready for that ball in the dirt. It really shows you what's happening.
Game break coming up. Dodgers, Diamondbacks from the desert, Copper Square. Stay tuned for that one. Mike Pomerantz will fill you in on that.
Let's watch how ZUNINO sets up for this. We're going to see the pitch. Fastball away, shakes off, goes to the slider, the cutter, and then the curveball. Wide stance. Now, a lot of the catchers will indicate what type of pitch it is by how they're set up behind the plate.
Yeah, the wider those feet get behind home plate, you can pretty much bet it's going to be a breaking ball, like you said, Mark, to anticipate that ball in the dirt so they can get down in that block position with the knees.
Fastball away,
yep.
And he strikes him out. Second time Norris has gone down swinging, and there's 2 outs in the 6th.
Well, Dick, the narrow stance by ZUNINO and the fastball, just a comfortable spot. You don't think you're going to be blocking the baseball. You see the release point by Montgomery. The downward, even the fastball that's elevated, looks like he's driving that ball down in the zone. Ends up elevating, exposing another Padre hitter out of the strike zone.
He struck out 10 in his shutout complete game against Kansas City last Tuesday. He's got 5 tonight. Alonso grounded into a double play and struck out. One and one. You know, there are pitchers when they're on their game and they're just they're the wow factor. You sit back and say, wow, this guy's got great stuff. Montgomery doesn't seem to have that. He's just getting everybody out, including, no, that's in the dugout. Seager couldn't reach in to the Seattle dugout and take that one out. So Alonso gets another chance, 1 and 2.
Well, I got to agree with you, Dick, because you look at the stuff from Montgomery, and obviously we're not sitting in the batter's box. We don't see the release point, and we don't see the action on the pitch. But again, for all you youngsters out there, it's not always velocity. It's the appearance of a strike getting out of the strike zone that they do at this big league level, and they do it on purpose.
Last pitch right down the middle. Now the breaking ball in the dirt, and Alonso wouldn't bite. No, I don't mean to take anything away from Montgomery. I'm just saying that just as a fan, you look and you said, yeah, it's a nice pitcher, but it's not wow.
Yeah,
you ever get a hit off.
In the big leagues, you can be effectively wild, and you can see that happens a lot in the minor leagues. It's very difficult to hit in the minor leagues because there's velocity, but there's also guys that don't know where it's going. Well, he's been effectively wild today, I think, on purpose.
I mentioned to Mark Grant earlier in the game, with his size, 6'4", 200, and his pitching style, he reminds me a bit of Corey Lupke.
Yeah, I think that's a good comp to that, and hopefully we can see Corey Lupke throw like this later in this season.
There's the changeup missing, and the count full to Alonso.
Yeah, I think we might see Corey Lupke in the bullpen, maybe late August, September, hopefully earlier.
What he's gone through with 2 Tommy John surgeries, you really have to root for the left-hander.
Hopefully sooner.
3 and 2. And right back to the mound, but to the shortstop Miller backing up the pitcher, and it's 6 innings of terrific pitching by young Mike Montgomery. No hits thus far. Arizona, and Nick Ahmed, the light-hitting shortstop for Arizona, gets into one and drives it over the wall in right field. A 2-run homer for the D-backs. They have taken a 3-2 lead against the Dodgers after 5 innings. Here it's the Padres trailing 4-0 as the Mariners come to bat in the top of the 7th off Sean Kelly, Austin Jackson, Brad Miller, and Mike ZUNINO. Kelly came in the 6th inning to relieve Ian Kennedy and retired the side in order. Kennedy went 5 innings, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Foul back, and the count goes 2 strikes on Austin Jackson. As Mike Montgomery, they pretty much leaving him alone in that dugout. And he certainly knows what he has working after 6 innings. The attendance tonight in a terrific crowd on a Tuesday night, 30,368. Something about those tacos, huh?
Exactly. Love Taco Tuesday, but need to wake those fans up with the bats. Hopefully Sean Kelly throw up a goose egg here.
That one carved foul down the right field line.
They need to disrupt the timing of Mike Montgomery. The innings are just too quick for the Mariner left-hander.
Mariners box score down at the bottom. Miller a home run out of the 7th spot, and the 8th hitter ZUNINO with a home run. Curveball in there, strike 3. Let's go down to Chris Budden. Chris.
Well, Dick, yesterday the Padres had a day off. Many of the players spent it doing, well, things that you would do in Southern California, enjoying the beautiful weather. Pat Murphy spent it in his office. On his off days, he writes endless notes about all of his players, going over all their stats, all their videos, everything from who played winter ball, if they did play winter ball, what was their stats. Him and his son Kai sat there all day long going over the notes.
Well, as the professor, you've got to know your students, and in this case it's the professor having to cram coming in at midterm. Brad Miller hit a 406-foot home run last time up into the right field seats over the jack deck. His 7th of the year. 1-1. Two-game series tomorrow afternoon. James Shields goes against Taijuan Walker, who is 6-6, and he's been pitching very well. 1-2. Here's Miller. Got all of this pitch from Kennedy.
That was a changeup. He caught out in front of it and went down and got it just a little bit, but it was just bad location on that off-speed changeup.
Miller with his 7th home run, and now a base hit to center field. Lined out to Melvin Upton. First hit off Kelly, and the 6th hit for Seattle tonight.
That swing right there by Miller was almost Ichiro-like. Ichiro stayed on the ball, had a lot of movement going towards the pitcher, and then just slap at that ball, take it where it was pitched. The Sultan of Slap, Ichiro Suzuki.
ZUNINO, a home run and a strikeout. His home run, number 9 on the year. Couple of those against the Padres. Foul tip. In there 0-2. It was Kelly on the mound in Seattle where ZUNINO went deep.
That looked like a hanging slider. Let's see how Sean Kelly goes about him here. Remember, pitchers remember that. Hitters remember that. And that pitch is evident, missing down. And he's going to make sure he misses down and away with the count being in his favor. He doesn't want to miss over the heart of the plate. Speed up his bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes to ZUNINO. Both of his parents born in Italy. Both ball players. His dad played baseball in Italy and the mother softball.
Nice.
One out here in the top of the 7th. Mariners with a 4-0 lead. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. There's the breaking ball, and the second strikeout for Kelly brings up pitcher Mike Montgomery. And it's time now for our fan of the game, brought to you by Fan Diego.
Yeah, Shaka dude. He's got the giveaway, the fedora from a couple years ago, the Padre Matt Kemp giveaway jersey, it looks like. Hoping to rally the Padres.
Montgomery lined out first time up and took a 3rd strike in the 5th inning. Miller at first base. That's a strike. Well, the Mariners, this is their 39th year of existence, and they've had 3 no-hitters. Randy Johnson in 1990, Chris Bosio both in 93, and King Felix with a perfect game in 2012. Montgomery, no hits through 6. Waved that and missed, strike 3. So Kelly strikes out the side. Here come the Padres, home half of the 7th. Brought to you by Kia, and in the driver's seat tonight so far, the left-hander Mike Montgomery. He has struck out 5, walked 3, and hit a batter, but has not allowed a base hit. That's the closest the Padres have come. Melvin Upton challenging center fielder Austin Jackson with that dying line drive in right center field. About the only ball hit hard.
Yeah, and you can see what Montgomery is doing when you see the breakdown. The strikeouts, he's getting 2 strikes and then throwing pitches out of the strike zone. The breaking ball, the changeup. Padre hitters are chasing after it. 3 walks, 5 punchies, and 6 innings.
Yeah, sometimes games like this, once that first hit arrives, then more follow. Upton trying to light the fuse here in the 7th. He's popped up and grounded out. Solarte and then Jerko to follow. Two and 0. Interesting that Montgomery, with his success so far, doesn't make his major league debut until he's almost 26 years of age.
Yep.
And 3-0. There's a drive to left, but it's at the left fielder and makes the catch. Seth Smith reaches up just in time. That ball was taking off a line drive. Justin Upton for the first out.
Nothing you can do there, Justin. You put a good swing on it. Just the result finds the glove of Seth Smith. It's something over the plate. That is one of the few mistakes. And Seth Smith, he's not going to win any gold gloves out there, but he snags that one for his left-hander.
Solarte, the batter, he's walked and grounded to third. Lines that one into the left field corner. Fair ball. There's the first hit. A ground rule double. Solarte spoils the no-hit bid by Mike Montgomery. But the applause from this crowd of 30,368, most of it for the double by Solarte, but also to applaud the effort by Mike Montgomery, who goes 6 1/3 no-hit innings.
Well, back-to-back mistakes. One being caught by Seth Smith, the other eluding Seth Smith in between the line and the left fielder. 16th double bagger for Yangervis Solarte.
Let's see if the Padres can get on the board. Jed Jerko hits one deep to left center. A long run for Jackson, and he gets there at the edge of the warning track. Boy, all three balls hit hard in this 7th inning, but nothing in that run column yet.
Well, Mark Sweeney was talking about it before. Big outfield in Seattle. Austin Jackson on his horse to the left center field gap and then pulls that cord. You see the parachute kind of not camped under it, but had a good bead on it to where he could kind of sit back and cradle that one for the catch.
Melvin Upton just missed a hit the last time up. That was that line drive to center captured by Austin Jackson. He walked the other time. Ground ball to the left side. Miller there on 2 big hops. And the inning comes to an end. The Padres get a hit, but Montgomery continues to spin a shutout.
The Padres in the top of the 8th inning. Mark and Mike working on Padres Live, the post-game show. Will be brought to you tonight, as it always is, by Cox Communications. And really the story of this game, Mark, is Mike Montgomery, the pitcher for the Mariners. It wasn't until the 7th when Yangervis Solarte would finally break up the no-hitter.
Yeah, Justin Upton, the hitter before him, hit an absolute rocket. And then Yangervis Solarte coming up with an elevated pitch and driving this for a round rule double. The Padres need to capitalize now moving forward. They're not that far away.
No, got to get this guy out of the ball game. Interesting ball strike ratio that we've been talking about.
Not good.
Not at all. He's throwing 50% of the time he's throwing a strike, but right now it's giving the Padres fits. Guys, when we see you after the final out, we'll also give you the updates right now on the National League and American League All-Star ballots, and we'll take you for your tour around the big leagues, show you some of the better games and all the action tonight. So we'll see you after the final out. Take it, Mark.
All right, Mike, it's a promise. We'll be there. Always a great job on the Padres Live, the post-game show, Mike and Mark. Solarte spoiling Montgomery's night with the double, but the Padres trail 4-0. Top of the 8th. Frank Garces comes in for San Diego. The lithe left-hander facing Morrison, Cano, and Seager.
You know, all lefties, and I mentioned it earlier that there are six lefties, including Mike Montgomery, in that lineup. And this is where Frank Garces needs to get nasty. Put these left-handers away. Comes to the ballpark knowing that maybe one pitch, one hitter, one inning to get those left-handers out. Get them back in that dugout.
There's a strike, 2-1 to Morrison, who has a triple in his 3 trips tonight. One of 6 hits off Padre pitching, but 2 of them home runs. ZUNINO, a solo home run to make it 1-0 in the 3rd, and with another run scoring in the 4th, a 2-run homer by Brad Miller is 7th, and that's it. 4-0 Seattle. High fly ball, left center. The Uptons converge, and it's Justin, the left fielder, to make the catch. Robinson Cano 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a fly to center. There's your pitching matchup tomorrow night. And Taijuan Walker has been pitching very well. That 6.6 and a high ERA misleading. Of late, he has been very tough. Last 6 starts, he's 5-1 with a 1.91 ERA.
Yeah, he's got great stuff. Bright future for Taijuan Walker.
Only 22.
Yep.
And James Shields, after a 7-0 start.
Oh, you talk about a guy with great stuff.
Has dropped his last 2 decisions, so he wants to get back on a winning track. 12:40 game time. We'll be on the air at noon with our pregame show here on Fox Sports San Diego. Bags will be packed, and the Padres will be off on what will be the most challenging road trip of the season. Battling 3 good teams in hot, humid summer weather. 4 in St. Louis, where it's always tough to win. 3 in Pittsburgh, never easy there. And then to play the Texas Rangers, who are tough at home. Ground ball right side, a couple of hops to Jerko, and the easy flip for the out. 2 away. Time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag SDDataStrongFan, and you could see yourself in an upcoming telecast brought to you by T-Mobile. Kyle Seager 1 for 3 in the game. So Garces has taken care of the first 2 left-handed hitters, Morrison and Cano. Shift on for Seager, and a breaking ball in for a strike. Seager second to Cruz in home runs this year. Cruz with 19, Seager with a dozen. High fly ball to right. It's shallow. Kemp started back, and now he's able to outrun it and get the out to finish the 8th inning. Padres in the bottom of the 8th have Barmes, the pitcher's spot, and Matt Kemp. The major league start, his last a week ago on Tuesday against Kansas City, the team that drafted him in 2008. 5 hits, no walks, 10 strikeouts for Montgomery, who has allowed no runs and 1 hit tonight through 7 innings.
105 pitch effort the last time out from Mike Montgomery, and up till now 85 pitches. That's the 86th we just saw. The first pitch to Clint Barmas.
Barmas has flied to center and was hit by a pitch. Brett Wallace in the on-deck circle. Fly ball behind second base, and CANO drifts out to make the catch. 1 away. Time now to check the Cholula flamethrower.
Well, with Mike Montgomery 92, that's, just below mild chunky.
Bland, even with the Cholula.
But you know what, though? He's keeping the Padre hitters off balance. He's expanded that strike zone as Marcos Mateo heats up for the Padres. With 2 strikes, he's throwing off-speed stuff out of the zone.
Wallace, since being recalled from El Paso, all of his appearances have been as a pinch hitter. He is 2 for 6. Knocked in a couple of runs. Breaking ball, 1-1. Mark Lowe, normally the 7th inning man for Seattle. 1-2 the count. With only 90 pitches, Boyd McClendon may say, hey, do you think you got back-to-back complete games in you? That's a rare feat these days.
Absolutely.
Took a pretty good pitch there on the changeup, 2-2.
Well, he's in a groove. He's working quickly. This is a darn good pitch that we just saw, and he does not get the call. Changeup. Tim Welke thinks it's a little low.
That's a good pitch.
Yes, it is.
Right at the bottom of the strike zone, and he misses wide there. So full count to Wallace. Matt Kemp next. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that's the 6th strikeout for Montgomery.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Well, the Padres with a sigh of relief, the players and the fans, when King Felix got the call on Sunday, so they wouldn't pitch either tonight or tomorrow. They didn't realize what they were getting in Montgomery. Kemp has grounded out 3 times and takes strike 1. Three walks, a hit batsman, and a double. That's all from Montgomery. And he's ahead of Kemp, 2 strikes.
Well, it's interesting for Mike Montgomery. Signed with the Royals back in 2008 and then traded. Predominantly a starter throughout his minor league career. All through since 2008. And in that time, 8 previous seasons, only 2 complete games.
That's something, and he has a chance to go back-to-back in the big leagues. Rookie left-hander. Fly ball into right center. That's falling in a hurry. Jackson able to run it down again. Boy, he does get to the alleys. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Montgomery, who has coasted through 8 innings, allowing just 1 hit. show, followed by SD Live, and then the Loose Cannon. So lots of baseball and sports conversation to follow. Marcus Mateo, his 4th appearance as a Padre.
Well, Marcos just showed that he's got electric stuff. You know, the short time he's been here, only 3 games. The one thing that jumps out at you is obviously no walks and 7 strikeouts in those 4 innings. I mean, he works quickly. He's put some hitters away quickly. Just a couple big hits here to have that 4.5 ERA. Live arm.
He'll face the middle of the Mariner order: Cruz, Smith, and Jackson. 4-0 Seattle. 3 of the 4 runs on home runs. Solo shot Zunino, 2-run homer Miller. The other came home on a Jackson single. Cruz lined to center, walked, and popped to second. Well, the Padres were hopeful to come up with a win tonight. There's still time. A win would give them a June record of 14-15. Interesting in that, or check that, 13-14. In that April was 11-12, May was 14-15, 1 game under 500 for each of the 3 months. 2-2 now to Cruz. Broken bat ground ball by the mound, charged by Barmes, and not in time. The big guy can run. Cruz with an infield broken bat hit.
That's the frustrating part of being a pitcher. You throw a nasty pitch, saws that bat right in half, and Clint Barmes fields it on his right side, so it's a closer transfer for his throwing hand, and Clint did everything he could right there. But as you mentioned, Dick, Cruz can get down the line for a big guy, and he beats that.
Seth Smith 0 for 3, long out to left, struck out and grounded to first. No one throwing in the Seattle bullpen, so it looks as if Montgomery is going to try to finish the job himself, close the deal. Mariners pen above the Padres out there in left center field. Smith with a foul back. See, 4th of July, you're going to have to bring your sparklers. And,
well, you're taking
Saturday, right, is the 4th of July in St. Louis?
Yep, taking me back to the days of my youth. Bottle rockets. Be safe, by the way.
1-2 to Seth. Well, I'm guessing that Saturday's a day game. It is, isn't it, in St. Louis?
I believe so.
So we'll be able, and I bet the fireworks will be along the Mississippi and accentuated by that beautiful arch. Oh. That's going to be a good show.
Yeah, it will be. They always put on a good show.
I'll take you. Keep your wallet at home. I'll take you. 2-2. In fact, if we're lucky, our hotel room, which is right across the street from the ballpark, maybe watch it right from your window. Montgomery looks like he's still ready to work. 96 pitches, 1 hit, 3 walks and a hit batsman, so just 5 base runners. Three and 2. And the Padres taking 2 out of 3 from Arizona. This is just a 2-game series. And now with the count full, Padres shift to the 3-man on the right side. Just Solarte on the left side. High fly ball center field. Melvin Upton waits for it to come out of the night. And there's one out. And reminder, day action tomorrow, noon, for us here on Fox Sports San Diego. Hope you'll join us. 12:40 game time here at Petco. James Shields goes for his 8th win of the year against young Taijuan Walker, the 22-year-old flamethrower for Seattle, who's 6-6. Noon here on Fox Sports San Diego. Went out to Austin Jackson. Hit a sharp ground ball wide of shortstop back in the 4th inning. That looked like it might be a double play ball off his bat, but perhaps Barmes was screened, got through into left field, knocked in a run, and then Brad Miller followed with a 2-run homer against Ian Kennedy. You go back to the old game of if Barmes had gotten to that ball, it could have been a double play and the inning was over with no one scoring.
And Jackson is one of those players, we've seen it here tonight firsthand. If he's not doing it with the bat, he's going to do it with his glove. He's made some nice plays out in center field.
Well, he was a high school phenom in his age group as he grew up in Denton, Texas. As a 12-year-old, again as a 15-year-old, he was named by Baseball America as the best young baseball player in the country. That's pretty tough to shoulder as a young kid. Breaking ball, he backs away, but it doesn't catch the inside corner. Empty right side. Jerko able to get over there and can't make the play. Got to it, but he was going to make his throw from that position on his backside and just couldn't handle the ball, and that'll be another infield hit.
This is the one you were talking about earlier, Dick, that got by Clint Barmes. And that was a big out at the time for San Diego. And then the off-speed pitch. It looked like a changeup off the bat of Brad Miller. 2-run shot.
And here comes Miller again, a single and that home run in 3 at-bats. Couple of infield hits. Cruz to short and Jackson to second. And ball 1 to Miller. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Seattle. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for San Diego. Two and 0. Kennedy 5 innings, allowed the 4 runs, 5 hits. Sean Kelly 2 solid relief innings, no runs, just 1 hit. Garces a perfect 8th inning. Mateo has given up a couple of scratch hits here in the 9th. 1 away. And he's behind on the count 2-0 to Brad Miller. Inside edge at 93. Again, Miami defeated San Francisco earlier 5-3, and D. Gordon with an inside the park home run. That's 3-1. Colorado leading at Oakland 2-0 in the 7th. Dodgers are playing at Arizona. They lost last night and were trailing 3-2 last we had a report. Ground ball to Alonso. There's one. Back to first base, and it's thrown away and gets by Mateo, and here comes Cruz to score. So a insurance run for the Mariners on the errant throw by Clint Barmes. .36 on the putout of Jackson.
Alonso doing a good job of turning towards his glove hand side, and then Clint Barmes just, rather than throwing to the bag, just under through Mateo Well, he would have been really close to first base. I don't think they would have had him even if it was on line. Working underneath that one, airmailing it, resulting in another run for the Mariners.
No RBI, of course. Miller safe at first. Cruz scoring. So a couple of infield hits and an error for the insurance run, and a 5-0 lead. ZUNINO started the scoring with his solo home run in the third, 9th of the year. 1-1. And Montgomery, apparently staying in the game, might have a chance to swing the bat again. He struck out a couple of times, but he did line out his first time. The last time a Seattle Mariner pitcher collected a base hit was in 2012. Hector Noesi. 2 singles off Edison Volquez here at Petco Park. They're 0-60 cents.
That's a drought.
Well, they don't get a lot of chances to swing the bat over there in the American League. Much to the frustration of the pitchers. They all think they can hit.
Yeah. Well, Mateo's got to be careful. That slider to ZUNINO. Can't hang it. Get it down. Get it away if he's going to throw that pitch.
He had that one over the heart of the plate, but fouled back out of play.
Yeah, and ZUNINO knows that he missed a hanger. Look at on contact of this breaking ball. Just working underneath it. Hey, Edgar Martinez, the new hitting coach for the Mariners.
Oh, he was a terrific designated hitter, wasn't he? High fly ball center field. Melvin Upton jogging in under it. And that'll do it for the Mariners in the 9th. They get an unearned run and now lead 5-0. Brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com and see how much you could save. By Petco, what we feed them matters. And by your San Diego Lexus dealer. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning with Derek Norris, Yonder Alonso, and Justin Upton scheduled for the Padres against young Mike Montgomery, attempting to celebrate his 26th birthday a day early with a shutout complete game win, and following up in 1 week's time 2 complete game shutouts. Changes defensively. Dustin Ackley goes into left field for Seth Smith, and Franklin Gutierrez into right field for Cruz.
Well, 96 pitches for Mike Montgomery. The last complete game prior to this start, 105 against the Royals.
Norris, after walking in the first inning, struck out swinging the last 2 times. And he fouls it back. Well, this 5-game homestand ends tomorrow afternoon. Hope you've made plans. Send the Padres off. 12:40 game time. 1-1. It's hard to believe July tomorrow already.
I know.
Where is this century gone?
You know, it's unbelievable, Dick. Stay tuned for Padres Live, the postgame show coming up after this one. I would have lost this bet if somebody would have come to me and, you know, this is the last chance for the Padres here, so it's 3 outs to work with. But if they get shut out, be the 12th shutout, I would have lost that bet. If it said by July 1st, somebody would have thrown that at me, I would have said, I'll take that bet. No way.
Not with this lineup.
Exactly.
I mean, last year they had trouble manufacturing runs, but this team has the assembly line that produce some runs. 2-2. As Montgomery works on Derek Norris to open this 9th inning. 100 pitches now for the young left-hander. It's interesting. He's on the mound from Hart High School in Newhall tonight, and tomorrow afternoon for the Padres, James Shields from Hart High School in Newhall will be pitching. Full count. Well, it looks as if the Mariners have a good one. Lined right to the second baseman, CANO. Well, here's our Bill Howe plays of the game. Mike Montgomery. He is our Bill Howe plays of the game, the way he's baffled the Padres. And now here late, he's got the line drive out working for him. Total of 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, a hit batsman, only 1 hit. The double by Jan Solarte. Alonso is grounded into double play, struck out and grounded out. Take strike 1. The Mariners, who have had their own struggles, are 8 games under 500. Their longest winning streak all season, 4. That's what the Padres, that's all they've been able to celebrate, a 4-game winning string. Having trouble putting a nice long list together, and a swing and a miss by Alonso, and Montgomery with his 7th strikeout is down to the final out.
Finished him off with the changeup after going breaking ball, down and away, changeup, down and in.
So Justin Upton stands between Mike Montgomery and back-to-back shutout wins, complete game. Amazing. 7-0 last Tuesday against Kansas City. He didn't walk a man, struck out 10. That was a 5-hitter. Working on a 1-hitter tonight. Mom and Dad are here. How terrific is that to see their son pitch like this? From Santa Clarita, north of LA. 1-1. Up near Magic Mountain, and his pitching has been magic from that mountain of the mound out there. Upton lined out the left as last time, and the Padres meet their final strike. Two and two. World War II, it was Eisenhower, the general for the U.S., de Gaulle from France, And Montgomery for Britain. The general out there on the mound. Oh. And a full count. Overthrew that one.
Oh, Mark Lowe is back up.
Just in case. It remains full on Justin Upton.
Well, he threw a 3-2 changeup there.
Well, Lloyd McClendon wants the kid to finish the job himself, but on the other hand, you don't want him now at 111 pitches to do something damaging. So Lowe continues to throw, and it's ball 4, and ninth inning continues for the Padres. Montgomery thought he had him. Fourth walk of the game.
Rick Waite's the pitching coach for the Mariners on the horn. It looks like Lowe is ready to go, and Lloyd McClendon's.
He's itchy, isn't he?
Yeah, it looks like he's standing his ground there.
So 4 walks and a hit batsman plus the 1 hit. And Jan Solarte produced that. And he sends this one high in the air to right field, and Gutierrez is waiting for it. And the Mariners have a 5-0 shutout win to open this 2-game series. How about Mike Montgomery? A 1-hit complete game shutout for the kid from Newhall. Oh my. 5-0 Seattle. Here's Mike Pomerantz.
Yeah, 15th one-hitter in Mariners history, Dick. When we see you in a post-game show, we'll talk about that. We'll have a preview of SD Live, and we'll show you the Major League Baseball All-Star voting as it stands today.